Denver 7 News starts right now.
Exclusive on Denver 7. Look at this. A Denver woman removes a political sign someone stuck in her front yard. Well, it was back the very next day with a death threat attached.
Denver 7's Jacqueline Allen found out that police are now investigating.
Going door to door here in the Baker neighborhood, asking if anyone saw who put out this sign today with an envelope taped to it and a very disturbing message. In this Denver neighborhood, the expression "sign of the times" is all too true for this homeowner in particular. You have a death threat in your front yard.
Right. That's not okay. It's definitely not okay.
She asked us to conceal her identity out of fear of retaliation.
Obviously, it's been a crazy political year. This is a prime example of that.
Yesterday, she says a political sign she didn't approve for Initiative 300 appeared in her front yard. That's the social pot use initiative. She threw it away. Today, the same sign was back with something new.
I'm watching. If you touch this, I will shoot you in the face. You have been warned.
That's when police got involved, investigating what they call a concerning threat.
If it's placed on private property, then it's assumed by the police department that that's intended for the property owner. So we would certainly take that very seriously.
So do Initiative 300 supporters, who released this statement saying the note was not placed there by anyone associated with the I-300 campaign.
It doesn't seem like an issue that would cause this much anger in someone to threaten in such a way.
Despite the threat, this homeowner immediately removed the sign. She doesn't force her politics on anyone and won't let anyone force theirs on her.
It's my property, and I'm not going to have anybody tell me what to do with my property.
And FYI, by law, before you put any political signs on private property, you have to get the owner's permission. And just so you know, they're not allowed on the public right-of-way at all. Reporting live in Denver, Jacqueline Allen, Denver 7.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Donald Trump's not the only one feeling the backlash from this Access Hollywood video. Tonight, it was announced that Billy Bush negotiated a deal to leave NBC and the Today Show. Trump and Bush were caught on video making lewd comments. Bush said he's looking forward to what lies ahead, but isn't saying what exactly that is. And Melania Trump is standing by her man tonight, saying in a new interview tonight that Billy Bush egged her husband on in that tape, saying it was all just boy talk, and added this in her interview with Anderson Cooper.
But I was not surprised that the tape came out. I was not surprised about that.
Why?
Because, as I said, it's many people from the opposite side that they want to damage the campaign. And why now? Why after so many years? Why 3 weeks before the election?
And she went on to say that many of the other reports out there about her and her husband are lies, and she's taking legal action.
Denver 7 is just getting this new dramatic video of a fire in Aurora. And we just learned tonight, smoldering charcoal, not thrown away properly, ignited these townhomes on Zeno Way. And the fire quickly made its way through 4 of the townhomes as neighbors watched.
It was scary because it was so windy and it was fast. It went up fast, like the whole side of the building just went up and then it just spread.
No one was at the burned townhomes, but no one could go back either because of the damage.
We're learning some strange new details tonight about the man accused of planting a homemade bomb outside Netherlands Police Department. Denver 7's Adam Hammond is digging into court records, and you found 3 shocking details. Adam?
That's right, and here are the court records right here. This is the affidavit. 64-year-old David Michael Ansberry stood out to authorities because of several unique characteristics. First of all, he's 3'6" with a ponytail and crutches, and that very specific description is what helped the feds nab him so fast. Second, we told you more about we know more about the device Ansberry allegedly left behind when police officers showed up to work last week, and they found that bag in the parking lot. This says they took that bag into the police office where they found a cell phone with wires coming out of it connected to a battery, and it has some strange powder too. Now here is the third bombshell. According to the affidavit here, the suspect bought 2 cell phones at 2 different King Soopers, burner phones paid for with cash. Now one was attached to the IED. The second cell phone was supposed to be remotely detonated. That's what it was going to be used for. Take a look at this video. I went to this King Soopers on Chimera here in Denver this evening, where one of those phones was bought. The management did not want to talk on camera, but they did hand over surveillance video to the feds that shows video of a man matching that very unique description buying the phone. Ansberry was arrested in Chicago over the weekend, but phone records show he was in Nederland the day that bomb was planted, and the police chief there himself believes he saw Ansberry leaving the scene. Ann?
Thank you, Adam. Our fire alert tonight includes terrifying images of winds pushing wildfires out of control quickly across our state today. Many evacuations are still in place tonight. One of the most active fires is burning in the Pike National Forest right now. This is a smaller one. It's 14 acres. It is 50% contained. And then there's this one, the Junkins fire in Custer County, which has forced evacuations, burning at least one home and 5 other buildings. Now, in the last hour, we learned it has grown to 15,751 acres, and it is not contained tonight. Russell Haythorne was there today as firefighters battled that fire.
This huge plume of smoke visible for hundreds of miles in southern Colorado. In fact, the smoke was so bad today, District 70 canceling all classes because of poor air quality. The town of Wetmore, the entire town, under a pre-evacuation order, and then 100 homes in Custer County under a mandatory evacuation order. Many families not taking any chances today, several of them loading up alpacas and other large animals and heading out ahead of the flames.
We got them loaded up along with some personal items, and we're heading into town where we have a place to stay.
The weather today not helping matters up here. Wind gusts were up to 70 miles per hour, and it was 85 degrees today. Obviously, firefighters are hoping for a better weather situation tomorrow. We're in Custer County. Russell Haythorne, Denver 7.
And right now, some help for firefighters is rolling into our state. It was ushered in by all that wind we saw today. And coming up, Mike Nelson is tracking some cooler temps at 10:16. His first alert on how low the temps will go.
A hate group on Facebook forces a Boulder High School to take action. And for the first time, school officials are speaking out about it. And one student who was part of that group was back in school today. Liz Gilardi is in the studio. Liz, they will talk with students about all this tomorrow.
Yeah, Shannon, tomorrow the school will show the students' Facebook posts just like this. They say the post right here is a serious group, and they even use the word death. But school officials want students to know this is no joking matter. New messages show the hurtful, hateful words spoken inside a racially charged anti-Semitic Facebook group.
Oh, I was absolutely terrified, especially when one of our students was directly commented on in the post that he should be taken down.
The group included 5 students at Boulder Prep High School and is linked to a recent suicide. The school wants to turn that into a teachable moment while addressing mental health and hateful speech.
Our teens are exposed to so much stress and struggle right now that that type of impact on their mental health is turning into really unfortunate behaviors.
We talked with a member of the group last week after he was expelled.
It was not anything of the sorts serious. Like none of the kids were planning on carrying out anything violent in nature.
But the messages suggest otherwise, threatening to kill minorities. Some of the language is so graphic we can't show you.
There have just been too many examples where hate speech begins as just speech, but then someone takes it a step further.
Although many factors come into play, school officials also blame society and political rhetoric. That's why they're offering a new class focused on oppression and workshops on diversity, trying to promote a message of peace. And this new class begins tomorrow. Another student that was part of that group is still trying to appeal. Reporting live, Liz Gilardi, Denver 7.
Liz, thank you. Donald Trump Jr.'s plans to campaign for Dad in Boulder did not go quite as planned today. Now, Plan A was to go to the Sink. The iconic restaurant, which only learned about that this morning, said thanks but no thanks. Well, Trump ended up moving his rally to this street along Pearl Street, or this house along Pearl Street. And Donald Trump himself will be in our state tomorrow, Colorado Springs in the early afternoon, Grand Junction later in the day. Colorado college students still feeling the burn. Senator Bernie Sanders himself stopped at CU and CSU today, showing his support for Amendment 69, which will create a statewide health care system.
So here we are, just 3 weeks until Election Day, and in the latest Quinnipiac poll in Colorado, Clinton leads Trump by 8 points with a margin of error of almost 4%. The candidates have one more debate on Wednesday to try to sway voters. By the way, you can vote soon. Your ballot was mailed out just today, and you can fill it out, or you can just go to the polls on November 8th. If you still have questions about getting registered to vote or any questions about your mail-in ballot, check our voting guide on thedenverchannel.com.
We're just getting started.
This Colorado sex offender behind bars again. The new app he was using to target his teenage victim.
When kids frequent these apps, so do people that desire children for sex.
How to tell if your kids are on it.
Fire danger's been high, but there's some relief on the way with this cold front. How much rain or snow we might see as the colder air moves in.
And a rainbow at night? This strange phenomenon captured on camera.
Next on Denver 7.